Good morning. I am Dayo Olujuwo and you're welcome. Today I will be bringing you news headlines from major newspaper in Nigeria. I'll be starting with Nigerian Tribune. NSAS, my son arrested in 2019, not seen till date. Petition tells panel. Family resuscitates 2013 murder case in Edo. You can get that from page 3. Yes. Trump or Biden, Americans decide today. Page 4. FGOK's 5 billion naira bailout fund for aviation sector. Page 7. EFCC grills ex-FIRS chairman Fowler. Page 27. Nigerian army continues search for killers of soldiers in Rivers. Page 26. Government specify police. Obaseki hospital bills of injured officers to be paid. Makinde, families of slain policemen to benefit from 500 million naira compensation fund. Page 2. Northern Government Forum backs One Nigeria warns social media censored. Page 3. Operation Bust detains officer for mishandling for manhandling residents in Ibadan. Page 26. Ondo residents doctors begin 7-day warning strike over unpaid salaries. Page 27. ASU Adamant says agitation is for survival of public universities. Page 8. 65% of candidates obtain 5 credits and above, and that's on the front page of Nigeria Tribune. You can get more of that. Okay, that's all for Nigerian Tribune. Next is New Telegraph. NSAS, government pledge to rebuild burnt police stations, beg policemen to return to duty post. Lagos CP orders DPOs, others back to work. Soldier arrested for brutalizing lady in Ibadan. You can get that from page 13, 28, and 29. All agencies 22 billion naira get 4 billion naira bailout. FG supports agencies with 1 billion naira. Senate 5 billion bailouts grossly inadequate. Senate 5 billion naira bailout grossly inadequate. You can get that from page 6. White withholds 215,149 results records, 65.24% pass. CNN to new judges shun all forms of gratification, alleged bonus fraud. EFCC drills ex-FARS chair Fowler. US on edge as Trump Biden battle for Americans' votes. CBN 2,670 bank customers on BVN watch list. You can get that on the front page. And that's all for New Telegraph. I'll go next to the Daily Times. D-Day in USA as Trump, Biden run neck and neck. You can get that on page 9. Media regulation. Northern governments back social media control censorship. Corruption. EFCC grill FIR's ex-boss Fowler over firm's alleged 100 billion naira tax evasion. Industries. Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative commended NNPC on 2019 audited accounts. You can get that on the front page in the Daily Times. Daily Independent, I move to Daily Independent. Boko Haram kills 12, abducts 7, burns 70 houses in Chibok. You can get that on the front page of Daily Independent. 2023 presidency. Amechi El-Rufai campaign posters floored Abuja. You can get that on page 28. NSAS protests. Northern governments, monarchs call for control of social media. You can get that on the front page. Endorse indivisibility, indissolubility, oneness of Nigeria. Push for resolutions of ASU strike, rose for monarchs. Appreciate ongoing police reforms, back President Buhari. Protest showtime is ripe for state police, Governor El-Rufai. National Assembly. NSAS, Buhari directs engagement across geopolitical zone. You can get that on page 29. EFCC quizzes former FIRS chairman Fowler for alleged fraud. You can get that from page 29 also. Okonjo bid hits new hurdle as Geneva lockdown returns. You can get that on page 29. WAEC withholds results of 215,149 candidates. You can get that on page 29 of Daily Independence. 4 billion naira bailout for airline operators. 2 leaders say Senate and stakeholders. Senate begins public hearing on Civil Aviation Amendments Bill. Reps call for suspension of planned concession of airports. You can get that on page 4. And that's all in Daily Independent. I move forward to Business Day. What Trump or Biden presidency means for Nigeria's economy. You can get that on the front page of Business Day. Alpha Beta, EFCC quizzes Fowler over 100 billion naira tax evasion fraud. You can get that on the front page of Business Day. And that's all on Business Day. Let's go to Sporting Sun. Manu Leicester joined Chukwueze's chase. Everton also in line. You can get that on the front page. Sadden, I'm not afraid of real sack. Gattuso Ford's Osimhen's impact. You can get that on page 6. NFF owes Super Eagles 9 million naira AFCON bonus. You can get that on page 6. Ihe Nacho laments fixtures congestion. You can get that on you can get that on page 6. PSG sweat on NBA PPE. Chelsea plans fresh 600 million euro rice bid. Onuechu in Moses Simon out. December fight, Tycoon Fury chooses unbeaten Kabayel. Ancelotti plays down East Coast speculation. And that's all in Sporting Sun. Let's go to Daily Sun. Northern governors allege plots to topple Buhari, say NSAS protest hijacked to cause change of government. You can get that on page 6. Alleged fraud, EFCC grills, detains ex-FIRS boss Fola. You can get that on page 27. Mbaka president surrounded by liars. Mbaka president surrounded by liars. Catholic priest alleged dumping of bodies of protesters in Enugu valleys. We are not aware of his crime, police said. You can get that on page 28. Strike. We are on verge of agreement with ASU government. You can get that on page 6. NSAS, we had option of shortened social media, says FG. You can get that on page 25. WAEC withholds result of 10 debtor states. You can get that on page 3. I am ready, prepared for 2023 election, says Pastor Tunde Bakari. You can get that on page 26. And that's all for the Daily Sun. Next is blueprints. Airline operators owe FG 19 billion naira and $6 million. Senate insists 5 billion naira bailout mega for industry. Halts concession of airports, reps direct Siriki. And that's on page 6. NCC approves eSIM trial for MTN 9 mobile. Page 22. 40 million SMEs not formalized, says SMEDAN. You can get that on page 7. Buhari, I will not succumb to pressure over restructuring, says presidency. CJN warns judges over gratification and delay in justice delivery. You can get that on page 5. Senate queries BPE's diversion of 2.5 billion naira PHCN funds. You can get that on page 5. Court adjourns Ian Zazo's case against El Rufai to November 5. You can get that on page 8. We didn't receive any rescue call from Borno village, says NFA. You can get that on page 5 also. And that's all in the blueprint. Next is the Punch. End SARS protests. Ohanaeze, Afenifere, and Belts disagree as North alleged regime change plot. You can get that on page 2. Restructuring has started. North cannot stop process, says Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Not fixed on ruling Nigeria. Afenifere. Buhari regimes promoting nepotism, says MBF. We must not allow destructive protests in Abuja, says northern governors, monarchs, and others. Senate keeps as FG approves 5 billion naira bailouts for aviation sector. You can get that on page 17. ASU strikes on 13 trillion naira agreement by past government, says minister. You can get that on page 9. WAEC owes 205,000 and 215 and 449,000 candidates results. Records 65.24% pass. You can get that on page 5. FG recorded 409 and 39 billion naira fiscal deficit in August, says CBN. You can get that on page 17. Buhari surrounds himself with criminals, feeding him with liars, Buhari surrounds himself with criminals feeding him with lies, says Mbaka. You can get that on page 7. Face mask fraud. Nigerians are arraigned for defrauding German of 2.308 million euro. You can get that on page 11. EFCC invites Fowler over IFIRS tenure and others. You can get that on page 8. NECO resumes 2020 SSCE exams today. You can get that on page 7. Again, EFCC arraigns Suswam, ex-commissioner, for 3.1 billion naira fraud charges. You can get that on page 11. Lekki looting. Sanwo-Olu promises owners tax relief and support. You can get that on page 6. Soldiers detained for flogging or young lady over indecent dressing, shaving youths. You can get that on page 4 and 5. Amoteku arrests 6 suspected looters in Ondo. You can get that also on page 7. And that's all in the Punch. Next is Nigerian pilot. Past government responsible for persistent ASU strike, says Education Minister. You can get that on page 6. WAEC releases 2020 results with old 215,149 others. You can get that on page 10. Fowler in for 100 billion naira. EFCC quizzes Fowler over 100 billion naira tax evasion against Alpha Beta. Invitation followed alleged money laundering by Tinubu. Alpha Beta denies allegations, says allegation leveled against Tinubu diversionary. You can get that on page 8. Northern governors call for censorship of social media. You can get that on page 6. COVID-19. FG approved 5 billion naira bailout for aviation sector. You can get that on page 7. Oil plunges to $35 as second lockdown begins in Europe. You can get that on page 6. I didn't order soldiers to kill Oyibo people, says Governor Wike. You can get that on page 8. Oshibajo, Jonathan Adeboye, and others graced by Gesell 9th Thanksgiving Day. You can get that on page 8. Time ripe for state police, says El Rufai. You can get that on page 6. World Bank. Nigeria to lose $2 billion diaspora remittances in 2020. World Bank. Nigeria to lose $2 billion diaspora remittances in 2020. You can get that on page 5. And that's all in Nigeria Pilot. So you can hook up with us for tomorrow's edition of news headlines from major newspaper in Nigeria. Follow us on our social media handles, Facebook at Aspheric News, Twitter at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and our website news, www.asphericnews.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos, upcoming videos from us. Thank you so much. Join me tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Thank you.